Moving unseen is an ancient human skill, one that kept our ancestors alive and can still protect us today. Evasion isn't about seeking trouble, it's about being prepared for the unexpected, whether you're lost in the wild or facing a threat. These skills, reading the land, moving with stealth, blending in, are practical, empowering, and available to anyone willing to learn. By mastering the basics, you reclaim a vital part of your human heritage and connect deeply with the natural world. To evade, you must know your pursuer. Every movement you make, every sound you create can tip the balance between escape and capture. The wild is not just a backdrop, it's a living, breathing arena where your awareness and adaptability are constantly tested. Out here you may be followed by two very different types, the careless marauder or the skilled tracker. Each presents a unique challenge, and your survival depends on recognizing which one is on your trail. Marauders are noisy and impatient. Avoid them by staying quiet and hidden. They'll often give up if you're hard to find. Their lack of discipline is your advantage. They stomp through the forest, breaking branches and shouting to each other, rarely paying attention to subtle clues. If you remain silent and out of sight, they'll likely lose interest and move on. Trackers, on the other hand, are methodical, reading every sign you leave behind. They notice the smallest details, a bent blade of grass, a faint footprint, or a snapped twig. Their patience and skill make them far more dangerous, and escaping them requires a different approach. Outwitting a tracker means breaking patterns, corrupting your trail, and blending in so completely that you leave no story for them to follow. Move unpredictably, double back, walk in streams, and use natural cover to your advantage. Erase your footprints when possible, and avoid leaving any trace of your passage. Even the forest itself can betray you. Birds taking flight or animals bolting can give you away, so move with care. Watch the behavior of wildlife. If they seem calm, you're moving quietly enough. If they panic, you may have alerted both animals and your pursuer to your presence. Your goal is simple but challenging. Deny your pursuer information and become invisible in the landscape. Use the terrain to your advantage. Stay low and avoid open spaces. The less you reveal, the safer you remain. Understanding your enemy is the first step to evasion. The more you know about their habits, strengths, and weaknesses, the better your chances of slipping away unnoticed. In the wild, knowledge is your greatest weapon. The landscape is your greatest ally if you know how to use it. Every hill, tree, and shadow can become a tool for survival if you learn to read the land. Before you move, take a moment to study your surroundings. Notice the subtle dips in the ground, the way the light falls, and where the shadows stretch. These details can mean the difference between being seen and staying invisible. Don't just hide behind objects. Disappear into dead space. Deep shadows, thick bushes, or hollows. These are places where the human eye naturally skips over, making them perfect for concealment. Move slowly and deliberately, keeping your profile low and your movements minimal. The less you disturb your environment, the less likely you are to be noticed. Avoid hilltops and ridges. Use the military crest to stay hidden but aware. Walking along the very top of a hill makes you an easy target, silhouetted against the sky. Instead, move just below the crest, where you can observe without being seen. This technique is used by experienced trackers and military scouts for a reason. It works. In woods, dense conifers are ideal. In open fields, ditches or tall grass work if you stay low and still. The key is to match your hiding spot to the environment. Under trees, your outline is broken by branches and shadows. In grass, your body disappears if you remain motionless. Always choose a spot that offers both concealment and a quick escape route if needed. Buildings can offer cover but are obvious checkpoints. Use them only if you have multiple exits and leave no trace. Never linger in one place too long, and always be aware of who might be watching. If you must use a structure, make sure you can leave quickly and silently, and avoid leaving footprints or other signs of your presence. Break up your outline, cover shiny objects, and watch your shadow. These small details make you invisible. Even the glint of a watch or the shape of your backpack can give you away. Use mud, leaves, or fabric to dull reflective surfaces, and always check where your shadow falls before settling in. The best hiding places are often overlooked because they seem too obvious or insignificant. A pile of logs, a cluster of rocks, or even a shallow depression can provide excellent cover if you use them wisely. Trust your instincts, and don't be afraid to use what's right in front of you. True concealment is about blending in, not just hiding. It's It's about becoming part of the landscape so that anyone searching simply looks past you. With patience, awareness, and the right techniques, you can move through the wild unseen, mastering the art of hiding in the plain sight. Every step you take in the wild leaves a mark, a silent story written in the earth, waiting for a skilled tracker to read. Footprints, scuffs, and even the faintest impressions can reveal your presence, your direction, and even your intentions. The ground is a canvas, and your movement is the brushstroke. Understanding how to minimize your signature is essential for anyone who wants to move unseen, whether you're a wildlife observer, a survivalist, or simply someone who values the art of stealth. To move quietly and leave fewer traces, walk on the balls of your feet, rolling each step gently from heel to toe. This technique not only reduces the sound of your footsteps, but also lessens the depth and clarity of your prints. Practice this movement until it becomes second nature, allowing you to glide silently over the forest floor. Whenever possible, choose hard, uneven surfaces like rocks, roots, or thick beds of pine needles over soft mud or sand. Hard surfaces are less likely to hold your imprint, making it much harder for anyone to follow your trail. Avoiding obvious paths and soft ground is a key part of moving undetected. Move in an irregular pattern. Don't just walk in a straight line. Weave between trees, step over logs, and change your direction often. This breaks up your trail, making it much more difficult for anyone to track you. The less predictable your path, the harder it is to follow. Be mindful of every disturbance you create. Overturned stones, bent grass, broken branches, or even a single misplaced leaf. Take a moment to restore the environment as you pass, gently replacing anything you've moved. This attention to detail can mean the difference between being seen and remaining invisible. Trackers are trained to look for the smallest clues, scuff marks on a trail, a thread snagged on a bush, or even a broken spider web. These subtle signs can betray your passage, so always move with care and awareness, scanning your surroundings for anything you might disturb. Duck under low branches, avoid brushing against trees, and keep your body compact as you move. The less you interact with your environment, the less evidence you leave behind. Move slowly and deliberately, always thinking a step ahead. The ultimate goal is to pass through the wild like a whisper, leaving no trace, no sound, and no sign that you were ever there. This is the art of true stealth, a skill that takes patience and practice to master. With dedication and awareness, you can learn to move almost invisibly, becoming a part of the landscape itself. Every step is a lesson in observation, respect, and the quiet power of moving unseen. Timing is everything. Move when you're least likely to be seen. Night and twilight offer deep shadows, but require slow, careful movement. Bad weather, rain, fog, wind can erase your trail and mask your sounds. Use it to your advantage. Rest hidden during the day. Travel at night or in poor weather. Never light a fire unless absolutely necessary. Its light and smoke are beacons. Know your pursuers' routines. Move when they rest. Rest when they search. Evasion is a mental game of discipline and endurance. Mastering your visibility, noise, and scent is crucial. Wear dull, earthy colors. Avoid black, white, or anything bright. Move low and slow. Secure your gear to prevent rattling. Use hand signals instead of talking. Blend your sounds with the environment. Scent is critical, especially against dogs. Avoid scented products and wood smoke. Walk through water or areas with strong natural odors to mask your scent. Always move upwind of pursuers and wash in streams using sand, not soap. Sensory discipline can mean the difference between escape and capture. When you know you're being followed, deception is your best tool. Use water, walk in streams to break your trail, exit on rocks to avoid wet prints. Try the J-hook, double back on your own trail, then break off at a sharp angle to confuse trackers. Lay false trails, make an obvious path, then backtrack and slip away quietly. Lead pursuers into difficult terrain to slow them down. Stay calm. Panic leads to mistakes. Think ahead, observe, and use the landscape to your advantage. Move quietly, leave no trace, and always be unpredictable.